everyone for some more of my AFC Wimbledon career mode in FIFA 21. And we are here at the end of Season 3, which I just noticed in the feed that Lyon, who are having financial difficulties at the time of recording this, are Champions League winners. But we're going to go ahead and look at tables, we're going to look at stats, and we're going to be looking at objectives and all that stuff. But before we continue on, I hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. I'm honestly very intrigued what kind of team Lyon have. I'm going to have to check that out. But we are going to go ahead. I know I showed this at the end of the last episode, but you can see we pretty much dominated the championship. 42 wins out of 46, just the one draw and 3 losses, 111 goal differential, and 127 points. 35 ahead of second place Stoke, who will be joining the Premier League with us. Cardiff City, Fulham, Preston, and Norwich are in the playoffs. We'll be seeing who gets out of that here pretty soon. But, or should I say, let's see who the third team will be promoted alongside us. Sheffield United, despite having Lys Mousset being the top goal scorer, just missed out by a point to the Canaries. Middlesbrough, who ended up getting promoted to the Premier League alongside Wimbledon in the MasterBucks career mode, ended up finishing 9th. Teams that are going straight down are Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, and Ipswich, which Sheffield Wednesday had a strong start to the season, but fell off, and of course Ipswich are a Premier League team at the time of recording this, so... But speaking of championship playoffs, it's going to be between Fulham and Cardiff, which I'm going to have to sim ahead a day to see who ended up getting out of that. But Chelsea ended up beating Burnley 1-0 in the final. Round 3, we ended up taking care of Nottingham Forest 4-0. That was back, I did that off camera when I was trying to do the objective. 4th round, we ended up getting and beating Manchester City 4-2, which... For those of you who've been following this series, I ended up beating Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. So we ended up knocking Man City out of both cup competitions after they beat us in the FA Cup final back in Season 1. We ended up beating Swansea 1-0 in round 5, and we made it all the way to the quarterfinals. We ended up getting blanked by Chelsea 3-0, which Newcastle made it all the way to the semifinals. They ended up losing to the eventual runners-up. Brighton, fair play to them as well. Though to be fair, they have become a really good Premier League team right now. They, at the time of recording this, they are in the top 6 of the table, so... But Carabao Cup, we did end up winning this competition. We did end up beating Manchester City 4-0. I can never remember what round we were. Yeah, we did start off at round 1. We ended up beating Preston 4-2. Second round, we ended up beating Fleetwood 3-0. Round 3, we ended up playing Brentford. We ended up beating them 3-0. 4th round, we ended up beating Liverpool 4-1. Quarterfinals, we ended up beating Aston Villa 4-2. Semifinals, we knocked out Tottenham 5-1 in aggregate, though we ended up losing the second leg 1-0 at home. But Europe, we will be in Europe next year because of us winning the Carabao Cup. We're going to be in the Europa League, but you can see Super Cup was won by Liverpool. They ended up beating Hoffenheim 3-0. Champions League, like I said at the beginning, was won by Lyon. They ended up beating Liverpool, which is amazing. And Europa League was won by Chelsea. They ended up beating Benfica 2-1. So Benfica's European curse continues. But I am going to go ahead and sim ahead one day because I do want to see whether Fulham or Cardiff end up joining us in the Premier League. I have a feeling it's going to be Fulham, but Cardiff, to be honest with you, they've been around the top nearly all season, so I'm kind of low-key rooting for Cardiff. Though Cardiff and Fulham were tied at points. They were tied on 88 points. So this would have been a pretty even affair. Okay, let's see. And it is the Bluebirds that end up coming up with us. So fair play to them. They end up knocking out Fulham 2-1. So the Bluebirds, ourselves, and the Potters of Stoke City are gonna be playing Premier League football next season. That's good. I really like that. But just to take a look what's going on in England, starting with the Premier League. Premier League was won by Manchester United, which they did have a pretty big lead at the halfway point. I do remember that. They nearly became invincible as they finished 6 points ahead of second place Liverpool. Manchester City and Spurs round out the top 4. Newcastle finishing in mid-table at 10 with with 12 wins, 13 draws, 13 losses, 46 goals for, 46 goals against. So they really had an even season. But the teams going down are Bournemouth, Brentford, and Leeds. Kind of sad to see Leeds go down. But we'll be playing against Watford, which is going to be exciting. League One, the teams that are coming up are going to be Sunderland and Portsmouth. Both of them finishing comfortably ahead of third place Peterborough, who had to compete with Birmingham, Mansfield, and Bristol to get promoted to the championship. Gillingham, Newport County, Bolton, and Fleetwood Town are all getting relegated. It's kind of sad for Newport County. They are a FIFA 19 Road to Glory career mode team that I did with. Doncaster, Lincoln City, Northampton are going to League One with MK Don, Swindon, Bradford, and Rochdale in the playoffs there. And the teams going down would be Accrington and Barrow. It seems like Barrow's been in the bottom two. Okay, let's see. Okay, I do want to see champions. I want to see what Lyon's team looks like here real quick. Okay, Anthony Lopez, Unai Simone, Iñaki Williams. Akambi is a guy that I'm looking at. They bring in, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. Victor Osimhen they brought in. Alexander Isak, of course, the Newcastle striker. Hosam Auer, Zelensky, Rain Adelaide. Mateus Cunha is another player that I'm looking at bringing in the future. Ben Chilwell, Ben Sebaini. Shane Duffy they got in the team. That's interesting. Marco Senesi, Ibrahima Konate, Bella Kotchap. Angelino. I can kind of see why this team won the Champions League. That's not a bad team at all. But no point looking at Youth Academy. I don't have one. You can see we still got 25 in the budget. Our starting budget was 27, so just a shade under that. Now you can see our rating is 97, which is pretty darn good, and you can just see youth development. We did that with Jay Stewart. 5 clean sheets. I did that late December, early January off camera. Within 3 seasons, financial growth, which we end up doing that here in this season. We end up winning the league title and advancing to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and then next year we'll be worried about continental success. But without further ado, we are going to take a look at this team. Now, overall, I am really loving this team, though. There are especially 2 areas in the starting lineup that I am looking to possibly upgrade. That is the striker and center attacking mid positions, which I'll talk more about that here soon. And you can see our backup team. Good growth overall. But we are going to take a look at stats. And you can see Adam Ida finishing with 30 goals and 5 assists to 38 appearances. And this is actually, like I just said, I am looking because, yes, he's grown by 6. He is at an 81. That is pretty good for a promoted team to going up to the Premier League. But if I'm being honest with you guys, Adam Ida really has not done anything too spectacular. Even in sim games, he hardly pops up in sim matches. And he does what he needs to do on the pitch, but I just need somebody that brings it something extra in that striking position. And I'm not sure if Ida's going to be my guy. Depending on what my transfer budget is next year, I am possibly going to look to replace him. But if not, I will keep him for at least 1 more year. And Andre Vaughn, despite only growing by 1, he's had a hell of a bounce back season. 27 and 6 through 34, nearly a goal contribution every game. Lorazabal, I was thinking about replacing him at one point, but I'm just going to keep him. He's pretty much become the heart and soul of this team, basically. I used him on my Cyberbrook and career mode, and he's getting a chance to be the main guy alongside Olise, which I gotta say, Michael Olise for Season 3 is my player this season. I moved him to the right wing position at the end of last season, and this year he has absolutely exploded. 17 and 19 through 37, grew by 7. He is our second highest rated player on the team at an 82 rating. I cannot say enough about Michael Olise, and he and Larrazabal are my main stars in attack, for sure. McLaughlin, very quiet. He did grow by a couple. He is at a 75. I may look just to hang on to him just for sentimental value because he has done good for me throughout his career mode. So I will reward him at least for next season being a part of my team in the Premier League. Isaiah Brown kind of dropped off a bit this season. Still a pretty good player for me, though he is going to be my backup cam because I actually did sign a new starting cam, which I'm going to show you guys after stats here. But Isaiah Brown will definitely still remain a big part of this team. He will be my backup cam. Now, this guy, to be honest with you, is a really, really close second player this season behind Olise. Especially in sim matches, this guy kept on popping up. He kept on banging in goals for me in games that mattered. And even games that I played, and he did his job beautifully alongside Longstaff. So, Cuisance, unfortunately for him, did not has not earned player of the season in my eyes. But he is definitely a very much well-deserved honorable mention because if it wasn't for Olise being fantastic, Cuisance would have been my player of the season instead. Julian Green had a good first half of the season. Second half, he kind of dropped off. He will be moving on next season. Chilufya, 78 rated, handy backup winger behind Larrazabal and Olise. I'm hanging on to him. Ryan Kent, this will definitely be his last season. I did not get a transfer offer in for him at all, and I don't anticipate getting any transfer offers for him for whatever weird reason. So what I did is I ended up doing a swap deal with him and who I'm going to have as my new starting cam, who I'll be showing you here in a few moments. Sean Longstaff, our captain, grew up by 3. Excellent work in midfield. You see a couple of players. Auer has not grown at all during his time at Sheffield United. That's kind of worrisome. Chris Richards, he's going to be my main backup center back. I do plan on getting a new backup center back alongside him because I'm going to be sending Jay Stewart out on loan next season. Ethan Ampadu alongside Tosin Adarabioyo, very good in that back line. And speaking of Jay Stewart, like I said, he has grown by 4, but I am planning on sending him out on loan. That way he can get game time. Nesta Guinness Walker, I may in the future look to upgrade on the left back position, but I will keep him around at least for next season because he has done well for me in that left back position. Andre Dazelle, despite growing by 2, his stats really aren't that great. Really didn't pop up all that much in games. I do think I am going to move him on next season and get a new backup center mid alongside Loyadice. Tariq Lamptey grew by 7. He's been going like an absolute monster. He's going to be my right back going forward. Hussein Byler, I may look to loan list him and bring in a new backup right back depending on what kind of budget I have next season. Loyadice, not too bad of a season. Really didn't do a whole lot of great things, but kind of just was there. George Thomas, once he comes back from his loan spell, I'll be looking to sell him on a permanent. Couple more of our loan players. Couple of them not growing. Moyano, I'm telling you what, this guy, I'm planning on having him as my new backup goalkeeper. I'm going to send Ferreras out on loan, but Moyano is going to be my guy, my backup guy going forward in the Premier League behind Vandervoort, which, by the way, those goalkeeper kits that Nottingham Forest have look absolutely sick. Dobson grew by 4. He's now at a 71. I saw. Hopefully I'll be getting a transfer offer for him. Same with Rudoni. Proctor, hopefully I'll be able to move him on, whether it be on loan or permanent. Stewart, same thing. Vergara, he'll be going out on loan. Aguilar. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, Vergara will be going to Ghent on loan starting next season. But no, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just sell him. Osu will be my backup left back going into the Premier League next season. Ferreras, like I just said, I'm planning on loan listing him and giving Moyano a shot in that backup goalkeeper position. And Van der Voort growing by 5. I've been happy with his growth. He's now at an 81. But we're going to go ahead and look at stats here. If there's anybody in particular you want to look at, you can just go ahead and pause the video. But yeah, excellent growth. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with my mic, but I was just not saying anything. But overall, I'm very happy with how this team is growing, especially not growing individually, but growing together as a team. Because there's not really any outliers in either my starting lineup or my backup lineup. There's not really any player that my lowest rated player isn't too much lower than the rest, and my highest rated player isn't that much higher than the rest of the team. A very well-rounded team that I've made here at AFC Wimbledon. You see Ryan Kent's final stats with us, and please don't get me wrong, I have absolutely nothing against Ryan Kent. He is a good player in this game. And I do like him in real life. He is a good footballer in real life, but he just doesn't fit into my plans of evolving this team from what the MasterBucks had. And I absolutely was not getting any transfer offers for him, and I figured the only way to get rid of him was through a swap deal, which I eventually did, which I can't wait to show you guys who I got as my new starting cam. Again, I'm just kind of keeping quiet here as I show you guys stats. Yvonne, again, like I said, I could not be prouder of Andre Yvonne this season, especially after the disaster of Season 2. But we are going to go ahead, and I'm going to show you guys our new starting cam going to the Premier League next season, and that player is Amin Harit. Now, in this game, he, of course, played for Schalke, which he ended up making a name for himself as Schalke, but now plays for Marseille, which he's getting a game here or there for them, but you could say that he is kind of a failed wonder kid, though no fault of his own. I do remember that horrific knee injury that had, and he's never been the same since. And he's actually at max potential right now, so I am taking a little bit of a risk with him, but hopefully he'll grow to at least an 84 and an 85 next season. But he will be in that midfield alongside Cuisance and Longstaff. I think he's going to fit in nicely with both of them. And all I pretty much had to do was pay wage, because this was a straight swap deal with Ryan Kent. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to... And I was contemplating getting these two, which I don't know why Arsenal have two starting caliber cams, but... Center backs I'm looking at are Diego Llorente and Moussa Niakate, though honestly I am leaning towards going for Yafet Tanganga here. He's the guy that I'm probably going to be going after next season to be alongside Chris Richards for that backup center back position. Though Sammy May, I wonder what his stats. His stats don't look that good. Forget it. And I am looking to replace Andre Dozel. Like I said, it just depends on what kind of transfer bids I have next season. And the player I'm actually leaning towards on that, if I can find him, is it's going to be between Seko Fofana, which Fofana is a name from my Newport County career mode. I had a player on that one named Conan Gilles Fofana, alongside Kofi Cheick Kanate, were pretty much hidden gems in that game. And I'm also looking at Wyland Cyprien here as a possible backup center mid position. Though I can't look at. I don't know what Fofana's rating is. I'm a little bit worried about Cyprian being a 79 because I don't want him to get to a point where he starts whining about game time. And he is injury prone, but you'd see very well-rounded center mid. And he is he does have the leadership quality too, so I don't know. I don't know Fofana's stats because I can't scout him, unfortunately. But those are some of the players I'm looking at. I'm still looking at. Oh, and striker. I was looking at a possible replacement for which Jonathan David. I'm still keeping my eyes out on him. He moved to Bayern Munich, which could be bad news for me. But I am looking at a potential replacement for Adam Ida. I'm not only looking at Jonathan David, but I'm also looking at Andre Silva, who is only one overall behind him. But he is still 27 years of age. I still think he can grow by a couple. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Andre Silva is going to be the right move or if I just need to look for another striker or not. So, but those are some of the names that I am throwing around, possibly bringing into this team, going forward. And you can see it shows here €1, but that's pretty much a straight swap between her and Ryan Kemp, between ourselves and Schalke. But well, I don't think there's anything else to show you guys. I think I pretty much covered everything. At least I hope I did. I don't think there's anything that I really wanted to show you guys. You can see players of the week. We did get manager of the month. And Mousse from Sheffield United ended up getting golden boots. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And the next time I see you guys, I'm not going to be doing the preseason anymore. Next time I see you guys, it's going to be another episode with my commentary for the Season 4 premiere. And I am going to be kicking this off with the first game of the Premier League, which hopefully will be a home game. If not only will I do the first game of the Premier League, but I also do the first home game if they're two separate games. But regardless, it'll be sometime in middle of August. But next time I see you guys, we'll be beginning Season 4. And I just cannot wait to see how this team continues to develop. I can't wait to see how Amin Hart fits into this team. Now that he's my new starting cam. And hopefully I'll be bringing some other new faces as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.